Merry Meet Witchlings, and welcome back to the channel. It's the Twisted Witch Midnight Moon Song here, and today I want to talk to you about personal sigils. Personal sigil is quite different from other sigils that you make. While other sigils come with connotations of love or protection, the personal sigil comes with a connotation of you. As you can see here, my personal sigil, it is something that I treasure, and I put it on my grimoire. The moon symbolizes where my magic began. I have a love for the moon, I always have. And the studying moon magic has really started to open up and accept some things about myself. You can see what almost looks like a plant sprouting from it. That is the earth and the magic itself coming forth, what spawned from that. The eye is a symbol I very much associate with. I believe eyes are the windows to the soul, as well as a symbol of a third eye. My third eye in particular. The eye is a symbol of me, who I am now, who I have become, the real me. The eye is wide open. We're ready to see the magic and see the world and learn from it. Now this part almost looks like a droplet dripping down in a stylized way. That symbolizes all the stuff I'm leaving behind. All the stuff that hurt me, that is now dripping away and falling away because I have grown and I have come forth into a much better person since I started my craft. I'm not as anxious as much, I'm not as depressed. I feel connected and loved and appreciated thanks to my craft. Now, how I started this symbol, I simply made lists of things that I felt were me. And this was a big list. Stuff I associate with, stuff I was favoriting, like favorite colors, favorite food, situations that very impacted my life. And these situations were in witchcraft itself. I chose to do situations from the craft that very much connected me, stuff I felt very special about. For example, the first time I had a real good meditation and stuff like that, I listed all that out, and I pulled from that the things that I felt were the best. And in that, I drew a symbol to sort of show that. For example, for excuse me, for starting out in magic and really studying the moon and feeling that connection with the moon, I drew a moon. And I drew all forms of the moon because I wasn't sure which type I would do. For magic itself, I drew all kinds of stuff. I had sparkles, I had misty looking things, I had this sprouting stuff, and I had all kinds of things that I could consider magical. And all these pictures and all these symbols, I started to put them together in different ways. I had many different doodles of symbols before I made this one, and when I finally got to where I liked, I was happy. But it took a while for me to get here, in a way. It really did. And here's something. If you look at it, the head, the shoulders, the arms, the chest, go down to the hips, and it almost looks like the body of a person. There's so much symbolism I wanted to put in this one sigil that I wanted so much in here. Stuff I didn't even talk about, like the shape of it. These 3 dots on either side actually have a big symbolism in it because I like to use a magical number of 3. I find 3 to be a very extremely magical number. And so they're in 3s, but they're on each side, making 6. Because 6 is actually my husband's lucky number. It's the number he's most connected to. And I like that little symbolism in there to sort of add to my love for my husband, because I've had other relationships, but no one quite understood to the extent that my husband did of my practice and accepted it as much as he did. So that's why he is more special to me than any of them ever were. And that's why that particular part is very, very special to me. It's that sense of being loved for who you are wholly, not just in spite of the fact that you're a pagan, but because you are. And that's something I desperately wanted to include in this. You can also sort of see this dot right here is a symbol of, well, this can kind of be the third eye chakra. This could technically be then the crown chakra, because I use those two chakras the most. Those are where I usually base most of my practices off of. I do attempt to maintain a balance, sure, but I tend to gravitate more towards use of those more often than the others. And in this symbol, you can just, from my explanation, you can see very much how it's me. You can just, knowing me, and if I were to sit here and talk about myself and tell you my life story, this symbol would become far more clear to you. And that's the point. It's supposed to be a symbol that resonates with you, that you can look at, that you feel, this is myself. This represents me and everything that it is. And when you make this symbol, you can therefore use it when you do spell work. If you're doing a spell on yourself, or you're doing a protection spell or a love spell or whatever type of spell you want to do. When you're opening a circle, you can use it to help focus your energy. I put mine on my grimoire because my grimoire is a big part of me, and I wanted to showcase that here. And just like any sigil, there's no real right or wrong way for it to look. It's really all up to you in this. If you want to put magical colors or magical numbers in with it, you are more than welcome. If that's what you feel, go for it. And I can't stress enough that it really is a personal choice. But it's best, I feel, at least from the stuff I've researched, that you don't put any particular symbol that connects right to a deity, even if you worship deities, because it can shift the energy from you to that deity sometimes. At least that's what I've read. I didn't really include anything that could really be for a deity. I know I included the moon, and I know there were plenty of moon goddesses out there, but this particular symbol of the moon, I think, is a more of a generalized symbol of the moon. It isn't really wholly connected to a particular deity. But again, I don't know how credible that is. It's just something I researched that other pagan users have said, that it's a lot easier to connect it fully to yourself if you don't put deity symbols in there. So I guess it does kind of make sense. But again, it's really all up to you. So if you really, really feel like you want to put that deity connection within your personal symbol, go for it. And if it doesn't work, you can always change your symbol later. Just like you can change your magical name. Like before I was Midnight Moonsong, I was Midnight Wolf. As in, it was pretty much an ode to one of my spirit guides that got me into the shamanism. But I wanted something that was more for me, that was just me, and I felt led away from that. And so I chose Moonsong instead of Wolf. So now it's Midnight Moonsong. Same thing can be applied to your sigil here. If you don't feel right, if one day you wake up and you look at it, it doesn't feel like it flows with me anymore, you can change it, because people change, people grow, people learn. Change is a natural part of nature, and this is no different. As you change, your sigil might change too, and that's fine. When that time comes, I will cover this up. I'll paint over it and put something new. This is just a gold marker, a gold paint marker, and I put clear nail polish around over it, as you can see. Not over the all black part, because it actually does make it a little bit darker. That's why there's a little bit of a darker rim on some of this. That was just my way of keeping it in, but as you can see, I need to do some touch-ups, but I need to go buy a new marker first. Well, anyway, that was just a little video I wanted to do on the personal sigil. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell to stay notified of future videos, and tell me a little bit about your personal symbols, and if you have one, or if you want to make one. I would love to know. Well, that's it for this video, so until next time, blessed be.